Welcome to the Off Grid Podcast, powered by Retreat Caravans. Join us as we dive into the incredible stories of caravanners who've embraced the open road and the off-grid lifestyle. Welcome to another episode of the Off Grid Podcast. And today I've got the pleasure of speaking to Dale and Tracey, who are the Adams Family Travels couple on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Guys, welcome to the Off Grid Podcast.
No worries. Thanks for having us.
It's definitely my pleasure because, you guys are pumping out some really good content that, everyone wants to hear about, how you get to that content, and I guess how you get to those areas that you've been getting to, which we'll get into shortly. But for those that haven't seen any of this stuff so far that may have been living under a rock, tell us a little bit about yourselves. And obviously, your caravan setup and your car setup and I guess your travel companions.
Yeah. Well, we're actually new to the Retreat family. We've just joined you guys, so we're pretty excited about that. So we've got our new van, which is a Daydream.
Yeah, we've had off-road vans before, so we've done a lot of travel in them, but come across to Retreat now, so and very happy.
Welcome to the family.
Thank you. And we've actually, as well as just changing that over, we've just changed over our car. So we have a brand new Land Cruiser as well.
La la.
Yeah, very happy with that. We had a 200 series Land Cruiser. We sold that last year while we were traveling in Broome, and ordered the new one.
Upgraded to the 300, and so far so good. They're a great car.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I've got a few friends that have got the 300s, and they definitely look a lot more sleek than the previous model.
Yeah,
more comfortable.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get into your caravan very shortly, but tell me, are you guys part-time or full-time travelers?
So we've been full-time for nearly 3 years now.
Yep.
We come back, so obviously we ordered the new car and we ordered the new van and come back to Melbourne to pick them up, and we sort of got a little bit stuck. One of us took on a bit of work, and which is where we are at the moment.
And where are you? Where are you exactly?
We're down on the peninsula, down in Melbourne.
Mornington
Peninsula.
You call that work on the Mornington Peninsula?
Yeah, and I live on site half the week, so it's great. It works really well. So but nice. We'll be here for a little while longer until I can sort of wind a few things up here, and then
Tracey's obviously going the old wrap it up and start traveling.
I'm itching to get back out. We actually just did a trip in. We did 2 weeks, and we did the Simpson Desert.
Yeah,
without a van, but just getting back out on the road was. I go to Dale. What are you doing here?
Yeah.
But he committed and he likes to see things through. So it's a good way to top up the bank, and hopefully that'll buy us a few years. And
that's good.
Cruising.
Oh, you got to keep busy, and obviously, like you said, you haven't had a caravan in a bit of time. So, how long did it take for you to order your Retreat and actually have it delivered?
Well, it was a bit over
18 months.
18 months.
Yeah.
So you guys would have ordered, I guess, post-COVID boom then.
Yeah,
coming out. Yeah, it was coming out of that COVID boom.
Busy times when we were. So,
but
it's gotten a lot better nowadays. Like you said, you waited nearly 18 months, and we were out there for close to 18 months to 2 years for a wait, which is unheard of. Now it's sort of come back to about a sort of 9 to 12 month period wait at the moment, which still sounds like a lot, but it's a lot better than before.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. We weren't in a real rush for it though. Like, I knew that I had a bit of work to do here, and obviously waiting for the car as well, which took that was over 12 months. So yeah.
And then you've got to deck it all out too.
Yeah. Everything takes time.
Great segue, Tracey. Talking about decking it out, what have you guys done to the car? Because I know you got that first, and your caravan you've just got recently. But have you decked out your car as yet from when you got it?
Yeah, so we're pretty much done with it now. So we put the usual. We put a bar on the front, some side steps that sort of just protect it, because we do a lot of off-road type work.
Had our name engraved in our side steps.
Yeah. Oh, nice. As in personalised, I was in Dale's side and Tracey's side, or just the surname?
We've done that as well. Now,
like a his and a hers.
I'm going to have to send it back.
You're trying to cost me money.
You're working, so you can afford it.
Well, that's right. Yeah. So, and then we put some drawers in, put a couple of batteries under the drawers in the back, and solar panel, inverter, all the creature comforts, so that when we do take the swag, you you can still run your toaster in the morning and things like that. So yeah.
Yeah. Like you said, yeah, the important things, the toaster, the coffee machine, perhaps. And you know what? This is the new off-grid living, right? It's, back in the day, used to be take a kettle or, take a pot, whatever it might be. Now it's take your, induction cooking and take your coffee machine pods and everything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. And you've obviously just gotten your caravan. Do you have any plans to add to that? I know it's fully loaded. Maybe you want to explain why you chose the van that you chose, and if you did make any customized changes to fit your off-grid lifestyle.
So, I mean, we were very keen on the induction cooking and things like that, which is, we had that added to it, obviously, but also wanted the gas backup. So we run a gas barbecue, a Weber.
Yeah.
So that if something goes wrong and you're in the middle of nowhere, you've still got that backup.
Yeah.
And we run the hot water service is it's not the instantaneous, it's a storage unit.
Yep.
Simple fact, if we're in a caravan park doing a bit of work or something, we just run off the power and it stays on and it's convenient. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. And have you got any plans to add to the van?
Probably won't add a lot to it. No.
Yeah.
I think we did most things in the order. We got most things covered. Yeah.
And I think, to be honest, when we designed the Daydream, that was what our minds were at. Like, let's try and put everything in there that people need that they don't have to add. Obviously there's always going to be things that people want to throw in there, whether it's, additional 12-volt fans or, in your case, you've already got a 5,000 watt inverter, but some models don't have an inverter. So sometimes they do put those in. We try to make all what people call extras standard in our vans.
Yeah.
I think too, I know a lot of people put in their outdoor kitchens and things like that, but I know for us, we have a table that we sit our Weber on. We sort of didn't really feel that we needed it. We do, if we cook outside, sometimes we've got a portable induction cooker as well that we can take outside and just put on our table. And of course, it was keeping the weight down too, because, we... Yeah. I mean, especially when you're living in the van a bit more full time, like we have been, and you pretty much have all your worldly possessions in you. The last thing you need is more weight if you don't really need it.
Of course. I mean, not only does your towing vehicle have to, pull it, the price of petrol at the moment, like when you're towing a caravan that's 3 ton plus loading it up, petrol's not coming down any sooner.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So tell me, guys, where is it that you've been previously with your previous caravans, as far as off-grid living goes? Where have you been? And, I guess, what have you explored that you'd like to tell people, if you've got an off-grid capable caravan, go there?
One of the best places we went was Lorella Springs, which is now since closed down to the public. Okay. You can still do it on tours, I think, but that was good. But probably
and whereabouts is Lorella Springs? Sorry, because if I'm not familiar with it.
Lorella Springs out near Borroloola,
Northern
Territory, just south of Kakadu sort of area.
Gotcha.
It's just it's a million-acre property with a lot of camping, a lot of different campsites, a lot of waterfalls, swimming holes, things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So if you want to,
what we would say it's a bit like Kakadu before it became commercialized, isn't it? It still has that old
very raw
feel.
Tough four-wheel driving to get to things, and
So a bit of the rugged stuff to get there, and then I guess the piece de resistance when you're looking at waterfalls and things like that.
Yeah, you're rewarded with crystal clear water, and
But I still think the Gib. I actually think the Gib has been our favourite. We did 7 weeks out on the Gib.
7 weeks.
And, not a lot. No one we've really spoken to seems to stay out there that long. But we actually went into depression mode when we came off the Gib, Nelly, because you become so at home out there. But we actually went all the way up the top to Honeymoon Bay as well.
Nice.
Up in the top of the Kimberley. And we dragged our van out up there and did not have a problem with it. Didn't miss a beat. I mean, you drive to the conditions. Of course. You let the tire pressure down. You do all those things. Yeah. And you can pretty much take your van most places.
That's good.
And that's what we're expecting.
Was Dale romantic? Did you plan it around, your wedding anniversary, Honeymoon Bay?
No, not likely.
Okay, fair enough.
No, wrong time of year.
Yeah, okay. So, all right, cool. So there's some of the places that you've been to. So when you guys, go to prepare the trip for the next trip that you're going to do, like obviously you've got a new caravan, and when old mate finishes working, right, you want to go, Tracey, right?
I'm ready to go now.
How do you contemplate where the next destination is? Like, what do you factor in?
So I mean, we sort of pick an area. We've never been into Arnhem Land. Well, sorry, I take that back. We've been into Arnhem Land, but only north. We've never been out to Gove. So that's our next destination. How long it takes to get there doesn't matter
because by the time we leave here, we'll be back on open plan. We can go do what we want when we want. There'll be no time frame. We don't plan on booking anything. We don't like to book unless we really have to. I know when we did the GIB, we did travel with 4 other groups, and we actually had to just plan 1 or 2 things, and then that kind of does dictate a little bit. But when we do Arnhem Land,
Arnhem Land be different, And when we get, because it's so far, it's sort of 700-800 k's on dirt to get out to it.
Yeah,
we'll stay for a couple of months and have a good look around, and
no, that's good. And I guess that's part parcel of off-grid living, right? You don't try to make plans. You make your plans as you go, because if you plan to only stay in a certain area for, say, a couple of days or a week, you fall in love with it, you've got to go, because that's all you're booked for. So
and that's one thing we do find, isn't it? Sometimes we do stumble across some beautiful places, and you just want to sit there and
you don't want to leave,
and we sit there, and then finally we'll go, all right, time to look at something new. And then we'll move on, and that's good.
No, that's good. Now, you guys are pretty active, obviously, on social media and YouTube, right? So how do you stay connected when you're off grid? How do you stay connected with technology?
So we tend to. It's a tough one, because with YouTube, I do most of the YouTube. I can sit off grid and do my episodes, whatever I need to do. Yeah, it's only when you go into a town or something, you find that service to be able to upload it.
Yeah, gotcha.
Whereas Tracey sort of does the Instagram, Facebook, you need to have the service. Up until now, we've waited till we've gone back into towns and things like that.
Yep.
But we're sort of looking at Starlink at the moment, which will give us that option of being able to do it, out in the middle of nowhere. And
I guess that's like a really big thing now that everyone's starting to do. So we're, I probably shouldn't say this because you've just gotten a new caravan. You're probably thinking, why didn't I know about that? But we're starting to do Starlink provisions. So, it doesn't take much by putting in like a power point, a 12-volt socket, RGB lead, and obviously the adapters that you need from outside and inside the caravan. But it's something that's done for you, so is that when you have your Starlink satellite dish, you simply just plug it into the outside of the van and then plug the modem into the other end and obviously put it into power. But it's a game changer if you're out, in the outdoors. So the couple that we've spoken to that does all of the OzX testing, they use Starlink religiously. It's clearly, as I'm sure everybody knows, it's definitely a game changer in the off-grid internet space.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll allow us to, because we've got a sat phone as well that we travel with, because we do a lot of remote travel. And especially by ourselves, we've also got like an EPIRB as well, just in case. But with our sat phone, it'll do away with that then, because we have it more for the kids to be able to get in touch with us or whatever. And with Starlink, you'll then
for your own safety as well, right?
Yeah, you'll be able to do everything without the sat phone. So that'll be kind of a cost saver in one way too.
Yeah, and it's very convenient.
And things do go wrong in the middle of nowhere. you need to be able to contact people at times. Yeah,
correct. Now, you mentioned that you do a lot of the YouTube stuff and Tracey does a lot of the Instagram stuff. Do you have any inspirations that you look at? Are there specific pages that you look at and say, not that you want to copy them, but one day you think, gee, I want to do what these guys are doing, or something along those lines?
Not really. So when we first started it, we were sitting on the Gregory River up near Lawn Hill National Park, and the kids were saying, what have you been up to? And I said, I'll put something together and whack it on YouTube. You can have a look. And that's sort of how it started. And then just people started following, and we don't necessarily go to make a YouTube video. We just put on whatever content we've got that we happen to have filmed, or we just put that on. And, if people like it, great. If people don't like it, they can always turn off. And
that's it. It's just like your virtual diary, right?
Basically, yeah. So we'll be able to look back on it, and the kids can look at it, and
I almost wish we had it when the kids were little.
Yeah,
that would have been because we did a lot of travel with our kids when they were young, and it would be really nice to be able to look back through all of that. Yeah. We actually create a couple of YouTube episodes, didn't we? With
of
Cape
stuff
York.
from back, yeah.
When the
back
kids
years
were
ago.
little, it just like sort of a lot of it was photos and stuff because back then, you know, you weren't videoing much.
You had to have the camcorder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old days.
Yeah.
That's it. Now,
Yeah.
so how many YouTube subscribers or followers do you guys have?
I think we're at about 2,000 on YouTube.
Roughly, yeah.
Cool.
I think we're about 6,500 on Facebook.
Nice.
About 2.5 on Insta, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And now that you've got a new caravan and you're becoming masters of, social media, it's time to get those numbers up and get, a lot more people following you.
Yeah.
Question I've got, Dale, I've seen on your stuff, you've been to a lot of pubs, right? Have you actually counted or do you tick them off how many you've been to?
No, so I generally buy a stubby holder.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
Now,
I would have.
how many stubby holders have you
I
got?
think there's 2 full garbage bags full of stubby holders at
A
home.
lot of pubs.
And, there's probably another dozen of them in the van and a few in the car. So
You can't beat a good outback pub.
Yeah, of course. So out of two garbage bin bags worth of stubby holders and, I guess however many you got in the caravan, who makes the best palmy or palmer, depending on where you're from?
Ooh.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. The most unique would be the pub out from the Flinders Ranges.
The Blinman.
Yeah, the Blinman pub. That's a great pub. In Flinders, but the one out on the highway, Carachilna.
Yeah, okay. So what's so good about their palmer?
Well, there's not so much their palmer; it's more so their roadkill that they do. Lots of different roadkill that you can buy.
Yeah, okay.
It's, unique.
Nice.
Yeah.
Crocodile. They do crocodile stuff too, I think, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Palmer's most of the palmers I've had are pretty good. Yeah.
Can't go wrong with a palmer, right?
No,
To any vegans watching, I'm sure there's, the vegan option as well.
Yeah, a cauliflower palmer. Yeah,
of course. The nicest one I've actually had, to be honest, I must admit, is when we went to Dargo. At the Dargo Hotel there, the palmer was really, really nice there.
Yeah. Another
nice
pub. Yeah.
So where's next for you guys? Well, once Dale's finishing work, and you go on your next, I guess, big trip, right? Where is next for you guys?
So basically, once this finishes and we leave, we'll head up the middle of New South Wales, Queensland, up into Arnhem Land for the few months. From there,
might do the Cape.
We'll make that decision. Yeah, the Cape. We spent last 2
years in WA.
In WA, yeah. So last year we actually did a bit of work in a caravan park over in Broome.
Cool.
And loved it. Loved the people. Loved Broome. So we'd be tempted to go back there, but we haven't seen the Cape in 10, 13 years now. So
I hear it's still there.
Yeah, I see it's still
but
there.
everything changes so much. So I know a lot of places we seen 13 years ago are shut down now. So
yeah.
No,
That's good.
It'll all be up that northern corner somewhere, I'd say. Yeah.
Beautiful. And do you have any plans to go to South Australia at all next year?
We do actually. Yes, we're going to go to Tailem Bend.
Yeah.
There's a certain rally that's happening in September.
I reckon we'll be there for that.
That is definitely already locked in to the calendar.
Good. That's good to hear.
Yeah,
it's I think because we had one in at Wagga Wagga in March this year and not doing one until September next year. It's probably the longest stretch outside of COVID that we haven't had one. So we're hoping it's going to be a big one.
Yeah.
No, I think we actually did. There was something come out on Facebook about who would be interested.
100%.
We've already indicated our interest. So,
and if anyone hasn't seen that, go on the Retreat Family Group page on Facebook. Lynn and Phil will be able to get your registrations in. There's many rallies that we do, both whether it's Phil and Lynn organising the national ones or generally the New South Wales one, or Barry and Sandy organising the ones in Queensland, and you've got Jeff and Jade organising the ones in WA. We're blessed to have so many customers organising all these rallies for us. So whichever ones you can get to would be great. The one that we do as one sort of like big national rally is going to be in Tailem Bend though next September.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah,
it'd be nice to put some faces to names and all that, because we've been sort of scrolling through the Facebook and Instagram pages of the retreat groups and everything, and there's a lot of people that have a lot of good knowledge in that we've been getting off them, and so it'll be just nice to be able to put those
100%.
faces to
And it's more so not only faces to names, personalities, right? So
Yeah.
they're the ones you have to watch out. I had a frame and it actually broke a couple of days ago, but I'll show you who this guy is. 1 second. Where is it? Here it is. It's broken. It's in about 17 different pieces. But that's Dr. Phil, Phil Deves, that is.
Yeah,
And that's
and
his
Lynn.
lovely Lynn. Okay. So these guys are very, very nice people. And Phil's got many, many personalities and voices, but he's a lovely guy.
Yeah.
So when you get there, make sure you say hello to them.
Definitely.
So look forward to it. Yeah.
For anyone who wants to catch your stuff on social media, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, what are the platforms that they need to go to keep in touch with you guys and the Adams family travels?
Never heard that before.
We'd actually be millionaires for every time someone has said that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So where are they going to catch you?
Facebook and Instagram. So Adam's Family Travels, and same on YouTube.
Same. Adam's Family
Beautiful.
Travels, one word.
Very easy.
Fantastic. And we'll put a link on that on this podcast so that, it'll be very easy for people to go through. Guys, thank you very much for spending a bit of time out of your day. Hopefully Smoko, allowed you, Dale, to get this in. But we'll definitely catch you soon, and we'll catch you off grid, and hopefully we'll catch you at Tail and Bend as well. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Off Grid Podcast. If you're passionate about off-grid adventures and have a unique story, we'd love to have you on as a guest. Connect with us to share your experiences and inspire others with your off-grid journey. Remember, life is an adventure meant to be lived off the grid. Don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories, helpful tips, and exciting adventures. This is the Off Grid Podcast, powered by Retreat Caravans.